Welcome to the Walking Dead talk with three stupid guys. We have three stupid guys here. One's messing. Can you get before you even say anything? People at home, can you guess who it is?
Nico.
Nico's not here today. Nico's off. He's in jail because he killed someone on the road.
Oh man, that's too bad.
And we're kidding. He didn't kill anybody, but
No, but Russ had to pick somebody up out on the interstate.
yeah,
40.
his brother's car broke down, so he had to go out by in the 40 somewhere. Because, the 40 goes on forever too. So it's like saying, "Hey, I'm off the 40." Okay, it's like saying I'm on Route 66. Okay, that narrows it down. But we had another episode of The Walking Dead. This one was called Knots Untied. Now, what do you guys think the title meant?
Oh, I thought it was a total Jesus reference.
No.
Jesus is free.
Well, I thought that's what it meant, but Jesus, he cut himself loose. But if you like Jesus and other podcasts like that, you can go over to Patreon/Jay and Jack and help us out there if you want. But we got many podcasts: The Walking Dead, Binge Podcast, Binge Watch Podcast. We just talked about Mr. Robot show on USA Network. Characters Welcome. Game of Thrones is coming back. We're going to be doing a sports talk with three stupid guys in a couple weeks. Walking Dead, you're listening to now. Survivor,
we were actually
Amazing Race,
sometimes,
Downton Abbey.
yeah. Sometimes if you join us, in the chat, you can give us suggestions, food suggestions, because
we had food talk before we started. It was pretty sweet.
Yeah. So Jack, just go ahead and do your quick recipe about this hot dog that you were talking about.
What do you use? You get a corn tortilla shells, and you put oil in a pan, and you flip it in there and flip it really quick. You don't want it crispy. You want it soggy, oily.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And you put it in a paper towel, soak up the excess oil. It's still gonna be greasy. And then you put a hot dog in there, and you could put a brats in there, anything you want, any kind of hot dog you want. You slice it and put your favorite cheese in there. Roll it up like a cigar you would, and you roll it up and you put it in an oven, toast it just enough to get the cheese to melt. You can put it like in a microwave oven, be faster.
Yeah,
And
or a toaster oven even probably. But I like the idea of toasting the cheese. That really sounds nice.
Yeah, because
see now what I used
into the tortilla shell.
What I was going to say is what I used to do is I would take like a brat or kind of and cut it in half and then put it in the frying pan there and just kind of really get it nice and just kind of nice and brown. Just let it sizzle for a really long time because I like it crispy on the edge there. But then you put in some onions with it, put in some mushrooms, put it on I like the dark rye bread.
Yeah.
Some people don't like the dark rye bread. I'm a dark rye kind of guy.
I like potato buns. I'm a big potato bun with hot dogs.
But you eat it open faced, right? You put some mustard on there.
Yeah. No,
So-
whoa. No mustard, no mushrooms.
What?
I'm ketchup. I'm okay with the onions.
See, I like the stone ground, like mustard. So, or what about this new chipotle, kind of flavor, or the sriracha? Like, do you like any of those?
No.
Not on a sausage though. That doesn't really.
I like the purple onions too. Or no, the red onions.
Purple.
I'm sorry, the red onions.
I like the purple cauliflowers too. So.
What do you like, Mike?
Well, I just want to ask a question. Like, to transition to Walking Dead, how do you think people of Terminus cooked the humans? Do you think it was Chipotle style?
No,
Do you think it was open face?
I think if you got a corn tortilla shell and cooked it the way I said, and you put the human meat and flesh in there.
I like it. Yeah.
That's the way I like
The cheese in the middle?
The cheese you can when you have flesh and like someone's say a muscle from their arm in there, that with cheese in there is really tasty. Put a little pepper in there. I'm talking. That's good. Some salsa. As long as the salsa's not from New York City.
No, this salsa would only be from Alexandria because all it can grow is tomatoes and cucumbers. Apparently, that's it. They've got nothing else of any substance.
But they got bullets.
They just grow eggplants. Yeah, they've got bullets.
With bullets, you get food.
Yeah, it does. Bullets for food. It's the way life is in the what their time.
Post-apocalypse.
There you go.
Well, they're saying it's a new world.
A new world.
They keep referencing this new world. So, and the world has been opened. So Knots Untie, I think it's also the fact that they're interacting with these other people too. But I thought the whole Knots Untie thing just referenced how he got, how he can continually get out of.
Also said that Abraham's his necklace came off that Rosita made.
Oh yeah. Huh.
So I also thought that also.
Nice. Yep.
Could have been a lot of things.
Okay. Should we get into the recap?
Maybe Rick and Michonne were doing something else in there, and they had to untie the knots when Jesus came in there. Something. No.
Rosita probably had to untie a knot.
Yeah, at
some point.
That could have been it. All right,
the sheets were all knotted up. Yeah, let's do this before we
start. We start with Abraham and Sasha walking and talking. Abraham can't stop thinking about Maggie having a pup. I mean, this is basically he's focusing on this thing the whole. So, did he get Sasha pregnant? What's going on with this? Why is he so concerned?
He's not sleeping with Sasha. They're not together.
Oh, they're not together? He's just thinking.
He's only with Rosita. But he's
and I think he established that he's double bagging it with Rosita.
Yeah, I think so. But he's consumed by this whole, Maggie. The whole episode was him focusing on, Maggie and Glenn having a baby. But then Sasha is starting a new shift. Eugene is going to do patrol with Abraham. Now, if you're Abraham and you get this news, are you going to be happy with that?
Right. Yeah, I think he was enjoying his time with Sasha. So maybe the love knot has untangled as well.
There you go.
I mean, I think this whole thing with Sasha, obviously, he's thinking about her more than Rosita.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know where I was going to go with that. Mike,
but
you have to add.
Good job tying it all together.
What did you think of the peace out, Mike? Did that hit you hard? Did that when they went peace out? That okay with you?
I was fine with it.
Okay.
I moved on.
Okay, all right. And then we realized that Abraham is in bed with Rosita, and he's thinking about Sasha the whole time, and she's like, "Are you here? Are you still with me? What are you doing?" And he's like going, "Wait, what? Oh, okay, I'm still with you. That's okay. That's cool. We're cool. Let's kiss some more."
It's sad that he has to settle for Rosita.
Yeah,
right?
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah, I was with Rosita the whole time.
Were you?
I didn't lose focus.
And then Rosita gets up, and she has made Abraham a necklace from the fuel truck. Looks like the rear view, the tail light from the. And I thought,
right.
Wow, you made this for me? Now I feel really bad about thinking about Sasha the whole time. He didn't say that, but I would think that's what he's thinking.
What's also doubly weird is that the taillight came from the fuel truck, which is what he was on the road with Sasha with.
Ah, good point. Yeah.
So, and the whole time, she was probably thinking about Abraham, but I think his heart is moved. See, I think the thing. Okay, this is what I was trying to come around to. I don't think that Abraham ever saw a future with Rosita. I think he saw her as a hookup. They were out on the road, they hooked up. I mean, we haven't really seen much of a relationship as far as love between the two of them. It's. I don't know. What say you, Mike? Disagree with me, if you will.
I'm just thinking, watching the show, I'm thinking it's not looking good for one of those three. One of those three is not going to make it out of the season.
So someone has to die, is what you're thinking. You don't think it could be. But I think what Matt's saying is, that's true. Maybe that's what he's. He never really had it. Rosita was always just a hookup with him.
Yeah.
She's there. They had a small group at first. Now it's a bigger group. But he's obviously falling in love with Sasha. He probably loves her, and that's why he's thinking, well, maybe we could have a family. Maybe we could start this new world. Maybe we could, Maggie and Glenn. Maybe that's why he's so obsessed with it during the. Good point there. And Mike just wants people to die. So that's nice, Mike. That's nice. Way to think of others. We got Glenn and Maggie are talking. Maggie's she's building a trellis to get more the tomatoes that are not growing to grow up, and so they can get more tomatoes. So, I mean, you need the trellis before the tomatoes are growing?
I think it's just in preparation.
Okay.
So
Tomatoes do grow fast, but
they do. And clearly, I'm just going to call out the show, like, it's still being filmed in Georgia. Like, at some point, we're meant to believe that this is taking place in Washington, D.C. I don't see that red Georgia soil in Washington, D.C. There's, like, a scene that's clearly, it's like, that's that red clay. Like, I've seen that in the South. Like, that's not.
Well,
anyway.
I'm going to say right now, if you can't grow tomatoes, you shouldn't be growing anything. Tomatoes grow anywhere. You throw a tomato on the ground, in the dirt, and you're going to have tomatoes everywhere. Are you guys hearing that static?
I am. Yeah.
Is hope it's not my computer dying on me here. You all right there, Mike? You hear it?
I don't hear anything.
Okay, you don't hear anything? Then maybe it's you.
Yeah, maybe it's...
Yeah, I'll take this week off. I'll see you guys next week.
Did you even watch the show, or did you just see the highlights again, Mike?
I watched the show, and I watched Talking Dead, too, and it was a waste of an hour of my time.
Oh, so you didn't like this episode?
Oh, no, I liked the episode. I didn't like Talking Dead as usual, but...
Who'd they have on this week?
Jesus.
Oh, nice.
And he's British, right? He's British.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. British or Australian, one of those. And they had rapper Kid Cudi, DJ.
Who
I know you guys are big fans of.
Yeah, I'm going to its concert next week.
He's up there with Marilyn Manson for you guys.
I can't record next week because I got to do that. Who's it again?
Kid Cudi.
Kid Cudi.
Hey.
C-U-D-I.
I hear Boston's opening for him. So
Boston's actually coming here.
Yeah, Kid Cudi's going to open for Boston, so you'll see him then.
Well, if I'm Kid Cudi and I'm a big fan of his, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going back to last week's episode. Here they're talking about no food. Whole point of this episode is go to work a trade with Jesus' people to get food. Well, maybe we shouldn't have been chasing after the guy we had a truck full of food, chasing after a guy in a cow pasture, when we had a truck full of food. Again, am I just harping on it? Am I just making?
I think you are. I think you didn't get enough hatred on that episode because Nico was here. He kind of brought a little sunshine.
Yeah.
You couldn't really just kind of talk about the cow patty parade that it was.
All right.
We could only sing the Benny Hill song one too many times. But
anyway, so he's.
Well, it was perfect for a Dukes of Hazzard reference, which I'm surprised we never did.
Just
about then, Jesus had himself in a pickle. Him and the.
We gotta get him. Get.
Him and the old Alexandria boys are trying to fish out a big old van.
Van out of a cat. Got some catfish in that van.
Never losing load food.
Then Daisy Duke came by and they got distracted again. Let's see. So they're standing there. They see Denise says something to Abraham, and they go down the stairs. So obviously they know that Jesus has escaped, right?
Right. I like that this happens real time. Like there's not a lot of time between the two episodes. It's like ba-bam, ba-bam.
Then we see Jesus. He's walking around Rick's house. He's sitting on the stairs, and he's looking. Pulls out a gun, holds a gun to Jesus' head, and he goes, "Hey, I'm Jesus." I'm just sitting there looking at a picture. And then an awkward scene. Rick and Michonne come running out. Carl?
Mom and Dad are here.
Yeah,
that's your mom and dad, right?
Yeah, and Rick and then Carl kind of squints his eye and goes, I don't know. What are you talking about? Then that's when they come running out, and he's like, that's gonna. And you can see his look. Well, do your Carl, Mike. Do your Carl. Do your Rick doing Carl.
Oh, that's a little different. Carl.
Carl, it's not what you think.
I was gonna tell you in the morning.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not there.
Pancakes.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, that's a pancake conversation. So, son, you know how we always wanted to replace Mama?
Yeah. You know after you killed her? And then we had Jesse. And then Jesse got eaten, so we had to. I had to move on.
I wanted to marry a fighter, not a lover.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. There's a joke in there somewhere. I ruined it.
So then
Let's keep moving.
Then we have Glenn, Abraham, and Daryl. And then Maggie. They all come in and they're showing up a gun. And then, but then there's next scene is they're sitting around there questioning Jesus. And he tells them
you just love saying this. Like I think this is the whole point of having him on the show.
I think that's his name. It's his name on the show. It's what he goes by, right?
Sure. Yeah, I know. This is the jokes are just endless. Like
I could really make some bad jokes, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to upset the religious people listening here. I don't want to say anything about how this Jesus was able to untie himself. I'm not doing that.
It just reminds me of South Park. Whenever Jesus would appear on a South Park episode, it was like, hey, it's Jesus. Like he's got a talk show. Like of course, he's helping solve people's problems.
Who wouldn't watch a Jesus talk show?
Yeah, who would be his first guest?
I wouldn't want
Donald Trump, obviously. Donald Trump.
There you go.
No.
You're out of here.
I'm going to take over your position here. I'm going to interview you, Jesus. No. I think you would probably have on the father. You know, he's like, well, I'm going to have on my dad since he decided to bring me into this world.
Yeah. What's going on here?
Or his mom. You know, I mean, you can't go wrong with having the Virgin Mary on.
Yeah.
Right?
Really,
my mom.
Virgin? Really? Come on, really?
Tell me about Dad. Both of them.
That's not what I've heard on the street. The rumors are you're not a virgin. That's all we're saying.
Between you and me, who's taller? God or Joseph? I am sorry to completely derail this conversation, but it had to go there at some point.
Back to everybody questioning Jesus on the show.
He tells them things are they're on the same. We're on the same side. We're on the side of the living. So do we? Okay, yeah. I've asked this last week. I'm asking again at this point. Do you believe Jesus? Is he telling the truth? Now you realize now I'm putting you guys up there that if you disagree, you're calling Jesus a liar. So at this point, do you believe Jesus is telling the truth?
Mike, I'm going to let you handle that one first.
Yeah.
Wait for lightning to strike down.
If you watch our YouTube, you can catch all of our antics as we talk to each other and record the show, and our lovely background. So, I believe that this character Jesus is telling the truth, and at least I want to believe him as being I mean, if you're going to carry that moniker, I don't know. Like, I believe in him. I believe he's the real deal. I think we've had enough. I think we've had enough like anti-hero people on this show that you have to have some rays of light, whether it's Morgan or even that guru mentor of Morgan. I can't remember his name. Fred.
Sure.
Sure. He looked like a Fred. But no, you have to have these people that are in the light, just like with Star Wars. You have to have the light people. It can't be all dark and gloomy all the time. Right. Nobody wants to see the Vader and the Emperor win all the time. So I mean, you have to have the light.
I do.
How disappointed do you think Father Gabriel was that he wasn't the first to come up to Jesus to discover Jesus?
I didn't even think about that.
Jesus, I found you.
That's a good one, Mike.
Oh, remember when you and he'll go and Jesus will say, "You remember when you locked your people out? Oh, too soon."
Too soon.
Anyway, so you got Jesus tells them they're already trading with other groups, and your life is going to change. And then Maggie's like shocked. Really? Other groups? There's other groups? Yeah, there's other groups out there, Maggie. There are other groups out there. Then we have a weird scene with Denise and Daryl. Daryl's working on the motorhome, and I'm gonna have something to say about the motorhome a little later on. But she's trying to offer him. I didn't get the sandwich what she was offering him, but he said it looked like crap.
I think it was just like a protein pancake kind of thing.
Is that what it was?
Protein pancake.
Because I'm just gonna get something on the road. There's a McDonald's down the road. I'll just get something down the road. But he didn't want the sandwich, but she kind of talked to me. Now, when she said you remind me of someone, who was she talking about?
Mike.
The wolf? You think so?
Huh.
No, I don't know.
You were joking, but that's what I thought.
Huh.
I thought that's who she was talking about, the wolf.
The love of my life. I had there.
The love of my life.
We were surrounded by walkers. I connected with his eyes, and he died.
You remind me of this Walmart greeter that I knew one time.
Well, maybe that's a double use for.
The W Walmart, yeah. I
Welcome
love it.
to Walmart. W, welcome.
Yeah. It's the one Walmart. Well, it's the Walmart where they don't sell toothpaste because his teeth were so bad.
I'll tell you, if the apocalypse happens, don't go to the Walmart because that's where the wolves will get you, like crazy people.
You know
So go to your local go to the Kroger.
Yeah.
No, wait, that's open carry laws there too. Forget that. Just stay inside.
Also
peacefully.
avoid Walmart because the checkout lines are so long and take forever.
And they never have the automatic checkout.
Until they sponsor podcasts. Sorry, Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh, ours have the self checkout. But anyway, I will answer this question though. I think he reminds her of maybe an older brother because that scene, the way it was playing out, it just like I don't know, like I can't see being a dad figure, but maybe like an older brother or somebody that she was close to. I like the Denise character.
I like
not just
that
because my wife's name's Denise.
I'm gonna go with your answer. Mike and Harold. Mike had a chance to be right there, but Mike, no, now you're wrong. You're wrong, Mike.
Cam
They're loading up the Cam Newton
with a wig.
They're loading up the motorhome, getting ready to go, and then Rick's gonna tell and Rick starts telling Carl about Michonne. You want to do it? You want to do it, Mike?
Carl, I was gonna tell you.
It just happened. It just happened.
Carl, you gotta understand one thing.
When a man and a woman love each other.
We're we're around each other all the time, and
it's been 2 months. It's been 2 months, Carl, since Blondie.
Has he ever really had the birds and the bees talk with him? I mean, that would be the good time.
Lot going on. Maybe he hasn't had time.
Yeah. This would be a good heart-to-heart barn scene where he had to talk about killing.
And then Carl goes, "Nah, I'm cool with it." He likes Michonne. He probably thinks they're good together, and so he's probably cool with it.
I like that Carl stays behind too. Like nah.
That shocked me though that he stayed behind.
He's got one eye open on Alexandria.
I think it's smart. I mean, because you don't want to go out there on the road. You don't know what's going to happen. He knows that his dad will come back, and
Well, if he's read the script, he has.
Well,
he knows he's the
leave,
star of the show.
Don't leave the baby with Gabriel. I mean, come on. Like, stop leaving the baby with Gabriel.
Is that what you stopped? Because when Rick said, we'll leave Judith with Gabriel, I'm like, why do we have confidence in Gabriel all of a sudden?
Yeah, I know. Exactly. Like, I mean, even when stuff was going down, like, he pawned the baby off on some random woman that was like, but I didn't even want a child.
Right.
She looked so awkward. It was like if you handed Elaine a baby on Seinfeld.
I brought this baby over here in my zombie suit, my zombie meat suit, poncho. I've done enough. I don't need this baby around anymore. I'm gonna go out there and kill some zombies. So I thought that was a weird scene.
Yeah.
Then
it's too bad Carol's not on the show anymore. She would have been good to watch the baby.
What has happened to Carol and Morgan? Are they just like Huck and Finn? Like,
I think they're on Fear the Walking Dead now. They just switched shows.
Well, to be fair, they should have mentioned them because I'm thinking, okay, are they taking all the best people? Are they going on this trip with Jesus to find and you're gonna leave the weaker people behind? So
right, because that itself could be a trap.
Right, that's just stupid. They've done that before, where they leave.
Right.
All right, we're gonna go. You guys stay here, watch the houses and stuff. But they did leave Carl, and having Carol there too, that helps. I forgot about Carol. She hasn't been on the last 2 episodes, has she?
Yeah. Apparently, yeah. They only pair for 4 episodes out of the 8, I guess.
Because if you're gonna go on a dangerous mission,
is she the Russ of The Walking Dead?
Yeah, there you go. If you're going on a dangerous mission, you always bring the pregnant female.
Right.
That's
exactly.
Especially
because what's
you leave alone with Jesus one-on-one.
Yeah, because if you bring a pregnant person and it's danger, that's a perfect environment for them. That's just a perfect thing. So
I will say though, I really like to see more of Maggie because it seems
yeah,
like she's just never in any episodes, and when
maybe
she
that's
is,
why they
she's
brought
just
her
background.
along. But if I'm Rick, I like Maggie. She's tough, but Maggie, you need to stay behind. We don't know what we're walking
Right.
into. You stay behind where it's safe. If I'm Glenn, I don't bring Maggie.
Sure.
Maybe give Maggie a bigger role before you kill her off at the season finale.
She's not gonna die, man. My money's on Glenn.
You're
All
killing
in.
you're killing everybody. Oh, you got Abraham on the.
Yeah, wait. Even Maggie said, well, further along in the episode, if we do this, we're gonna have to lose something.
Ah, you should have saved that till we got there, though.
But
Oh.
I would have forgot it by then, so I just want to say it now.
Okay.
He's a lazy podcaster.
You got Abraham staring at Maggie's stomach, so that was kind of awkward because Glenn's holding the stomach, like a father does.
Yeah.
Again, Maggie shouldn't have been there, and I'm not saying pregnant women are not capable of doing things, but you're living in a different world, and I don't bring my pregnant wife on a mission where we don't know what's going on.
Glenn, this is my theory with him. He has the Force. He doesn't know it. But he knew that they would like pick up an obstetrician, and it's like, hey, what better way to get a printout of your, ultrasound?
Yeah,
I mean, she burned his photo like a couple seasons ago when she was all
Right.
like, I don't care about this, whatever. But it's like, oh, well, now you got something. Anyway,
and then I think the strangest dialogue of the episode.
you say.
Abraham looks at Glenn. He goes, "Can I ask you something?" And Glenn kind of looks at him. He goes, "What about the biscuit taken to make were you worried about making biscuits? Was it purposely done, biscuits trying to make pancakes?" I go, "What is he talking about?" And then Glenn kind of looked at him like, "What?" But he was talking about having a baby, making a baby. Was it done
I think he
intentionally?
said, when you're making the bisquick, do you plan on pouring the pancake?
Batter?
The batter, yeah. Are you worried about? I don't know. Yeah,
Batter.
you're right.
It was
You should.
it was a stupid. I'm not saying it just was.
It's because you're a pancake fan. Admit it.
Is that what it? But I don't use Bisquick. I use Aunt Jemima.
Sure.
It's because I don't add
It's
water.
rookie.
I use
Rookie
milk,
league.
eggs, and oil. I don't get the add water ones because those are terrible. And biscuits come out, and if Biscuit wants to sponsor the show, I'll change. But until then, Aunt Jemima, and because I like to get the eggs, mix it in, and go slow with it, and it makes
Sure.
a better pancake. But anyway, so
Again, part 2 of our food talk.
there you go. We're always going to food talk. But then you have it. That was a weird scene, and Ken Glenn goes, "Yeah, we wanted kids, You got to repopulate the world. Got to do." And it goes back to maybe you said that maybe he's in love with Sasha, and he's thinking about a future with Sasha. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I think he's wrestling with the what is the point? What is the point of like being with Rosita if he's making all this bisquick and he can't even make any pancakes?
Right, because he's wearing two sets of galoshes.
And all he wants is waffles.
Yeah.
Which by the way, you never double up the galoshes. That's actually worse. So if you're 13 and you're listening to this,
Yeah.
you don't know anything.
13.
Don't double bag it.
Well, 13.
I don't know. Who knows who downloads this podcast?
Well,
We're a clean podcast, except
13,
for Mike.
13 stay.
Should be explicit.
13 stay away from the biscuit. That's all I'm saying. I think got a nice scene between Rick and Michonne. They're driving along and holding hands in the motorhome. They just kind of reach out and hold hands. And they come up to a car that has crashed, and there's some zombies in it. So I'm assuming the zombies were Jesus' people, right? Or were they just zombies that ran over?
I think so. I think they ran over like a group of walkers, and then they ran into that building to hide, perhaps. I don't know, or there were walkers in there. But this whole scene seemed weird because it was like they were all cowering in the corners, and clearly the walkers weren't getting them. But it almost seemed staged for a second.
Yeah, it did seem like a trap because they won't give Jesus a gun. Rick's holding a gun to his head the whole time, and it did seem a weird scene because, I guess it was showing that these people aren't used to fighting like Rick's crews is. We've seen that before with other crews where they don't know how to handle themselves. Well, they first got to Alexandria. They didn't know how to survive. They didn't know how to fight. Now they do. And it does seem like Jesus' crew doesn't really know how to survive They've been behind the wall the whole time.
Right.
We learned from Gregory that they've been behind there from the start.
And there's only a handful, it seems like, that go out on runs, apparently,
Right.
that have the know-how. I mean, the obstetrician is there, clearly.
And
Yeah.
apparently, Jesus doesn't invite anybody to his karate classes to teach him how to fight.
No.
He's a pretty non-violent guy. Like, he has the know-how, but he's not gonna...
But like the last episode we saw him, he was like the Matrix over there doing kung fu moves. The rest of these people are like...
Well, the problem is, too, that a lot of these people, they're just getting pregnant. They're filling their biscuits orders. And they're going to repopulate the world. So anyway, it's so Maggie's got a gun. Maggie holds a gun on Jesus.
Maggie's got a gun. Sorry.
She's got the gun on Jesus. She's holding the gun. You got this? I got this. Now, see, if I'm Glenn again, they don't know where they're at. They don't know what's going on. Do I leave my pregnant wife? I know she's capable of shooting people. She's watching Jesus. She doesn't know who's behind her.
It's the new world, man. This is how kids are running these days.
But Jesus has already proved he can get out of any situation.
That's true.
Right?
He's a nuts untie kind of guy.
Behind? She shouldn't be there in the first place. There, I've said it again. So Rick and the crew save Jesus' people. They go in there. You guys have anything you want to talk about that?
Oh, I already kind of talked about the staginess part. Mike?
I think Mike froze. He's got that strange...
Yeah, I'm back though.
Okay.
I shut down YouTube though. I'm back.
Shutting down the YouTube.
So do you have anything to add in this scene where they're saving Jesus' people? They're going around and...
Yeah, it just seemed like horrible. Like they were just like cowering in fear, like in the corners. Like
yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think there's an important lesson that comes out of this with the survivors that they do meet. I'll let Jack continue on. I don't know what comes next in the story.
You don't know what comes next? Well,
back to pancakes.
Back to pancakes. So they're back in the motorhome, and we find out that one of Jesus' people is a doctor. Maggie and Glenn are talking to him. He goes, she goes, "Oh, that's good. I'm pregnant." So that worked out perfect. That's why she's along. That's the whole reason she was. I'm not saying lazy writing, but the whole reason that you guys called it earlier, the whole reason she's there is they had a doctor.
And apparently they ran into an eye doctor. Oh, wait, he's an OBGYN. How about that?
If he was an eye doctor, they would have brought Carl.
Right. Oh, hey, I just happen to be an eye doctor. Let me see. Oh, hey, I've got some ointment here that'll help that. Put that on 3 times a day.
I used to work on Sammy Davis Jr. and it worked for him. So
Gotta lose the eye, kid.
I just happen to have a marble that'll work perfectly for you. But anyway, we're just going down a wrong path here.
Really?
Here's looking at you. Looking at you, kid.
And then another stupid scene. Rick drives into the mud.
Okay.
There must have been a storm here.
Yeah, which by the way, it just all of a sudden it's like, oh, we're stuck in the mud. I don't know. It was kind of like just the way that it staged it, but
it's okay.
All in all,
it's okay. Yeah. No, it's okay because this is my stop.
I was thinking it was like sort of like they might have set up like the fence like a moat sort of thing, like so no cars can get close.
There's a lot of runoff from that hill.
It's a bright, sunshiny day. I'm in a motorhome. I'm up above things.
But all the people
in
the town, every morning they go out and they pee in that field or the mud just so
it's the septic
it creates
tank.
like a mud.
That's why it's so red. I'm telling you, it's red Georgia clay dirt. Okay.
There you go. Here's a thought, Rick. Stop making Google eyes at Michonne and pay attention to what you're doing driving.
Yeah. Stop
You're the
grabbing
leader.
that knee.
You need to pay attention when you're driving. That just was a stupid thing. But now here's where I'm going to start bashing the motorhome.
Okay, before you get into your motorhome thing, I just want to point out, I think it was in the scene or somewhere in between there where they're talking to some of the people that they picked up, and the one survivor that they saved, I think it's the guy with the leg, maybe, or I can't. But he's talking about how he saw his life flash before his eyes and he got to see his wife again. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do remember. Maybe his wife was one of the walkers.
No.
She died before the...
right, she died before, but he got to see her again and he was so happy that he got to see her again. This, I think, is the kernel of the idea that gets into Abraham's mind, as far as like wanting to see who he loves.
Oh,
Like in the moments before death, he would actually see like who does he really love. So
that's a great. That's wow, perfect.
And also another way of forcing the Abraham love triangle.
But no, I think I'm not going to be cynical like you might. I'm going to say that Matt was on spot there. But now I'm going to be cynical. Okay, we got the
okay,
motorhome,
sure.
and if you've watched the outside of the motorhome, they have small windows on the side, and there's like some spots where there's no windows.
Mhm.
Every scene inside the motorhome, we see there's huge windows behind them. So obviously, the scenes they're shooting inside is not the motorhome that they're living in.
Oh, right.
Because
You got a. That's a good eye right there, Jack.
Because
Mhm.
I'm thinking well, this is what's got me. I'm thinking, okay, if I'm riding in a place I don't know, the last thing I want is windows to see
Sure.
if I'm sitting in front of something where someone could just take a shot at me
Yeah.
and shoot me and know where I'm at. So why? And I go, wait a minute. When they keep showing the outside of the motorhome, the windows aren't as big and there's not as many. They don't go all the way across the motorhome, but every time someone's sitting there, they're in front of a window. And that was probably done to make it show like, hey, we're moving. We can show the fake scenery in the background, or we can. It's bright. It's easier to show because you have. I don't know what this deal is, but it's not. It wasn't the same motorhome.
Okay.
Calling them out on that.
Just food for thought. Like, what would be your ideal way to travel the post-apocalyptic wasteland?
I have no idea. I have no problem. I have no problem with the motorhome, but I'm going to tint
Tank?
tank. I'm going to tint those windows so nobody can see who else is in them. You don't want to show
Sure.
your cards. You want the element of surprise. It's like when they were talking with Jesus and he said, "Oh, you have 54 people," and Maggie said, "No, we have more than that." He was trying to he obviously went through the town
Right.
and figured out all what they have, and you don't want to know. To me, that would have scared me. This guy, okay, he knows what we have weapons. He knows all our weaknesses. He knows our strengths.
Yeah.
That to me is scary. You don't want to let people know what you have.
Right.
You don't want Geraldo Herrera there telling you, "Oh, our troops are over here."
Yeah. Well, it's like somebody reading your cards in a game. You know,
Yeah,
you don't want your opponent to know exactly what you have.
So anyway, but at least
It's called leverage.
yeah.
I guess we'll get to that.
I know we're not supposed to look at the I know we're not supposed to look at the motorhome and go, okay, why are there big windows there and all this other stuff. Mike, that picture of you is really freaking me out. The one you were frozen there.
What?
It's just that your picture of you just staring off into space.
You're scary. You're creeping them out, man.
It's kind of scary.
I didn't know I was frozen.
Anyway, so they come up to Jesus' town, and the people on the towers have spears.
Hopefully, I'm not frozen anymore.
You're still frozen, Mike. So, but then our gang of crew, Rick's crew, has the guns. They point the guns up at them, and they don't want to get rid of their guns, and they're going back and forth. And then they won't give up their weapons. And Jesus tells Rick, "Look, I trust them. Trust us. I trust you. Trust us. You're good. He keeps going the good people thing." And then Rick goes, "Okay." But they still held on their guns. That was probably the smartest thing they did in the episode.
Yeah.
Agree, disagree?
Agree. Yeah.
They come up. They got cool. It's a cool house, I thought.
Sure.
I thought it was a cool house. And then they have trailers from FEMA. So there's a FEMA camp, and then they brought the trailers into the fortress. I thought the fortress was nice.
Yeah, it looked nice. How big do you think it is? How big do you think do you think it's bigger than Alexandria? Because
I don't know, because to me, if you don't have guns, and even though the walls were probably about 30 feet high,
yeah,
you could still
about 30 feet.
You still have to protect and have someone standing guard over all the walls,
right,
of all the sections. So to me, that would be the hardest thing. And it didn't look like they had radios. It looked like they just, hey, open up the door.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just seemed.
And they had livestock, and they grew. It seemed like grain of some type. Well, but in order to grow, I don't think you could have all your fields inside that area. That's just too much to build.
You think they have it on the outside?
I think they have it on the outside, and they probably like make sure there's no walkers around. They probably just, and then you plant, and then you don't have to be out there the whole time. You just let it grow, and then you harvest, and you just make sure there's no walkers around, and you get your food.
Did we lose Mike? Is Mike gone?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the cows, though, would have to be inside, which
Yeah.
means they have to graze on stuff, which means that
the walkers would eat the cows.
Right. Which, by the way, if you have cows, although it's only 2, I guess they have 2 cows. Is that what they said?
I think it said cows, yeah.
Yeah, I thought he said something about that they had 2 cows because they were taking one. But
you gotta have milk.
Yeah, milk. You can have cheese.
Yeah.
It's gonna stink. Just saying.
Yeah.
But if you only have 2, then you can at least dump it outside the gates. But man, that'd stink up the place.
Well, I guess I guess you got to do what you got to do. And then
Sorry, I'm getting way too into this.
Let's cheese. Well,
yeah.
The house is called Barrington House. It was an old museum. Kids used to be like for field trips and stuff. People come from 50 miles away to visit it. I thought it was a very cool house. I don't know if it's a real house or was a computer anim. I thought it was cool myself.
Yeah. I mean, isn't there something kind of like that in South Carolina? North Carolina? Sorry.
I'm sure we have something like that here. But I like the fact that you said the windows up top, they could see for miles, so they could see if anybody's coming. But a lot of trees. Yeah. But the only problem I had with it, it's surrounded by trees, right? Can you see through the trees?
I mean, you could only see for so far. I mean, you couldn't see, unless they cut down a lot of those trees in order to build that wall and grow crops, which could be a possibility. And I apologize for saying South Carolina again. I apologize.
That's okay. That's okay. South Carolina, North Carolina.
What is Mike texting us? Can you send me the invite again? Okay.
Okay, sure. Let me send him the invite again. Hang on, people. Don't worry. It's what we do here.
I can go into more of the whole logistics of how they probably grow crops there. I'm sure everybody wants to know that. But no, I mean, it is a logistical thing. Like you really want the fence around where you live and sleep, but you wouldn't necessarily have to have it on the whole field.
No, I guess not. But would you worry about someone stealing your crops though?
But then they would have to come in and like reap it basically, and you would be right there if it's just right outside the gate.
Yeah, but all you have is spears.
Sure, they don't have spears. Yeah, they're clearly weak on defense. So it reminds me of like world building in like video games or something like that.
Keep talking. I'm gonna send Mike another invite.
Not that I play video games at all, but it just kind of reminds me of that. Like how you'll have some lands have different ratings or what have you. Yeah. Gaming people, you will.
Gaming people would know what you're talking about. They go in the house. They're looking at the house. It's very cool and stuff like that. And Gregory comes out. He tells them he's the boss. And
right.
You need to clean up. Rick says, no, we're good. He goes, no, you need to clean up.
Power play?
I think it's power play. Basically tell them you stink. It's tough to keep the house clean. You got to keep.
Okay, so I think that gave him the opportunity to talk to Jesus, because Jesus, like you said, knew everything.
Right.
Like they had shown him their cards, and so that way, when he talks to Maggie later, he's like, "So Jesus says that you only have this many."
Good point. Good point. I like it. Good point. Let's say, and then Rick tells Maggie to talk to Gregory. He goes, well, because I think he knows that he wouldn't do a good job negotiating.
Right. Most of the time, yeah, I think we can agree. When Rick goes to the negotiating table, he usually ends up with blood on his face.
Right. And is this another reason why they could justify bringing Maggie along?
Yeah, I think it's the 1-2 punch.
Mike is back.
Welcome back, Mike.
You know where we're at, Mike? We're at the part where Gregory's told him to go wash up. Because when your guests come over, you stink. Go take a bath. That's how I greet my guest.
Yeah, and you think he has like a big like nefarious plan, like he's gonna like attack them or something, but then you find out later he's just probably just wanting to be clean.
No, actually, Matt had a good point. You want to bring up your point again, Matt?
Oh, I think he was allowing time to talk to Jesus to find out all of the knowledge that he had, because Jesus had scoped out like basically like how many people they have living there. He knows how much weapons he was basically the spy that went in and figured them out. So
Now this is when you bring this up. I didn't. Now was this whole thing with Jesus' plan to go see what they had? Was the whole thing from the start
hmm.
for him to get inside Alexandria?
But how is that working out though? Because they're basically leaving with half their food.
Maybe to find out what they have. Maybe to find out. They're leaving with half the food, but the broken arm guy, the one arm guy there, and Jesus are going with them. So is it another trap?
Yeah,
Mike?
I don't think the trap involved him getting stabbed and another guy almost getting killed.
Well, no, that wasn't part of the game. But it just happened. But and then we have an interesting scene with Abraham and Daryl. They're talking, and he's talking about Rick and Michonne, and he talked about settling down. It seemed like when he said that, it seemed Daryl was a little jealous when he heard that Michonne and Rick were maybe being serious.
Really?
I just looked at Daryl's face. It looked like he was a little jealous.
Huh.
No one else saw it?
I did not.
Mike,
I didn't. I wasn't even paying.
No?
I'm just saying, Jack has like a veteran eye to notice like the windows, what Daryl's looking at.
The minutia that it is Daryl's face reaction. He's just like,
He said something. You think they're serious? Because remember, was it last season or a season before? It seemed like Daryl and Michonne had something going. No?
I still think Daryl is just completely asexual. Like he's just like, I don't know. He's like, I'm good.
Oh,
Nobody's gonna get it near me. I don't know. I have no idea.
okay.
Because I always thought that they were trying to ship the whole Carol and Daryl thing.
And that never happened.
Nope.
All right. Okay. All right.
I don't know. Hey.
R.I.P. Carol. Used to be a member of the show, but
Oh, poor Carol. Then Maggie walks in and Gregory calls her Natalie.
Yeah.
So
this guy is just embarrassing himself left and right.
Was that done intentionally though?
Oh yeah.
That's just getting her head, kind of throw off her game. They talk about what each other has. Gregory says, well, you don't have a lot. Your people can come work here for some stuff. And that's not flying over. Then Gregory gets upset, says, thank you, Natalie. We'll see you later. And so he called her Natalie again, which I think was obviously...
I thought he called her a different name.
Was it? I wrote down Natalie. Maybe it was something different.
Yeah, he says it a different way at the end.
I thought it might have
been
like Mallory or something.
Mallory?
It is different, though. Like, I remember thinking, like, wow, he's really being a jerk. And I think... to him, it's all about this leverage thing. So, like, when he does call for her, request her, it's like, oh, he's calling her by name. It's like he continually keeps things, away until he needs them and then brings them in. So.
Now, Matt, you watched the early seasons of 24?
Yeah, a little bit. Mm-hmm.
That guy was one of the heads of CTU on 24.
Which guy?
The guy who's forgetting everybody's name.
Gregory?
Yeah.
I think he's also
okay.
on Mother Dearest. Mommy Dearest.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. Okay. Yeah.
If I would have watched the early seasons of 24, I could have confirmed that, but I didn't. Then his people, they all downstairs, they're all talking, and then their people arrive. They come up there, and Gregory walks up, and they have a little chat. They go, they got people. They killed. I wrote down their names. I can't remember what they. I can't remember where I wrote them down. Craig and it was Craig and it was one of the names from the Brady Bunch.
JoJo.
They killed two people. They kept one of the guys behind, and Gregory is stabbed by Nathan. Says, yeah, you have a message. Yeah. Stabs him, and then Rick's crew jumps in, and then all hell breaks loose. They're fighting. They're going crazy. And
what did you think of this? I mean, you clearly watched it twice because you took notes.
Yeah.
You're the MC these days. What did you think of this scene, like, Jack?
It was like, what's going on here? It's just like, because everyone else is just standing around, and even the people that were, nobody's jumping in to help the people that Rick's crew is jumping on. Well, they just stabbed Gregory. But what confused me the most was Abraham. The guy's on
Hmm.
top of him choking, and he's just whatever, just kicking back. He's thinking, well, you know what? If I had Sasha here, I could get my biscuit going. But he just was off in his own little world.
Like
And
I
then,
said, he wanted to see death. He wanted to see like the moment before he died to see like who he loved the most.
huh?
Or he was thinking, I got Rosita. Now how to get Sasha in the same room?
You gotta watch Seinfeld for that.
No, I do. I do. I think he was trying to like in this moment before dying, just like that other passenger said about like that he saw his wife right
Yeah.
before that moment of
Okay,
death.
that's
I
a
think he
good point.
probably. I think Abraham was probably like, yeah, somebody's gonna save me. Like this
Because
guy,
well,
like
then
is.
Daryl comes up and breaks the guy's arm.
Yeah. I mean, it was like something out of like The Fly or
Yeah,
Rocky.
it's like, oh my god! And then Rick's got the guys on top of him. The guy turns around, looks, and then Rick just stabs him in the neck, and blood's
Yeah.
everywhere.
That
And
was pretty intense with Rick because I thought like the knife was actually on his throat because
yeah,
there was just blood everywhere. And then
well, well, Nathan made a rookie mistake. When you're fighting someone and have a knife on him, you don't turn your head to look the other direction.
it's true.
But
So
and
life lesson.
Rick's scene, he's got blood all over his face, and he turns around and goes, "What?
I love these moments with Rick.
What?"
Like, can we get another one where he just has like we first introduce Rick to a new group of people and he has blood on his face?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's like his calling card. He's like, hey,
What?
watch me.
What?
Well, the last time he made that impassioned speech and he had blood all dripping
Yeah.
down and he's like in the middle of this town square of Alexandria.
Well, he's basically saying, "This is what we do. We kill people. We kill
Right.
people. I'm doing what Shane was bugging me to do for 2 seasons. I'm killing people. We just
Right.
we don't ask questions. We just kill, if you're not following our rules, we kill you. If you're weak,
Hmm.
we kill you." He's exactly what Shane wanted him to do, and he didn't want to do that. He wanted to be the honorable cop, and was he a police officer, and just say, "Oh no, there's a set of rules," but now he's just, nope, we kill you. Uh, Jesus steps in, because they have the one guy with the spear, and he's like, "No, no, we got." He made some speech, and everything calmed down after that.
He
Gregory's
made
still.
some Jesus speech. He's like, watch me break these loaves and fish into wine. We're gonna have a party. Just everybody be cool. Everybody.
We'll break some bread, have some wine. We'll all be fine. Okay. Gregory's still alive. Daryl asked Abraham if he's good, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm good." But then he gets up. He leaves the necklace behind, so I think he's made his decision. Right?
Yeah.
That Rosita's getting kicked to the curb.
I think it came off in the choking
Yeah,
when the guy was choking him.
yeah.
So
But
it was
he got up and just
symbolic
left. He just left the necklace behind. So
in the dirt.
yeah, she's gone. You guys happy
So
with that?
so Mike, are you gonna try to tweet her and try to get a date with Rosita now that she is free?
Bad decision by Abraham. I think he might get killed off just for this decision here.
And that would be an interesting twist to
Well,
the love triangle.
both women are they're good. They're good at killing people. So he's messing with fire.
Yeah.
You make one of them mad, like Mike's saying, you got to sleep with one eye open, like Carl does. So anyway, bad joke. They tell Jesus they'll take out Negan for the food and supplies. So they'll.
Sleep with one eye open, kid.
So Negan is the guy that they're going to take out. They're going to take for food and supplies. Maggie meets with Gregory again after they talk with Jesus. They agree on a deal, but she says she wants one more thing. And we don't know what the one more thing is yet. They're loading up the motorhome. The one-armed man comes. I didn't get his name. One-armed man comes up. He's got to go with him. Sure, I'll go with you. Jesus says, "Hey, you got room for one more?" And Rick says, "Yeah, come on in. We got room." And then Maggie's a nice scene between Maggie and Glenn. They're doing the ultrasound. They get to see their baby.
Mm-hmm.
And then as they're driving away, Rick is still he's sitting in the front, but the one-armed guy is sitting in the front, but Rick is not holding his hand. I guess he's worried about getting caught in mud again. And the last scene is they're passing around the ultrasound picture, and Abraham just has a smile on his kind of look on his face, like he's content smile.
He's made up his mind. He saw his vision.
Right.
He made up his mind. He's gonna have pancakes the next day.
Yeah, he is. Well, someone's having pancakes, and
I think he's making pancakes by himself until he gets things squared with. Yeah.
But overall, I'm gonna go start with Mike. Did you like the episode?
I liked it because again, we're Alexandria. We're getting like new groups of people.
But I think they're going to change. It looks like they're changing this. The story is more about how it's less about the walkers, and I think that's the whole point of the first episode of this season was they don't. The walkers aren't the threat anymore. It's the threat of how do we survive in this new world, and they keep bringing up new world. How do we survive? How do we survive with food? How do we survive with people who we can't, because Jesus said, I'm all for the living. I believe him. I think he wants to be, if we all work together and we trade off, then we can all survive, kind of like how the world is supposed to work. But you have people like Negan, their world is like, no, we want what we want. We're going to take what we want, and we're going to kill you. So I did like the episode. Matt?
Yeah, we didn't even get a chance to talk about the Maggie bartering thing, which I kind of enjoyed the last go around, and I thought there was a nice little twist there in the background with the painting. So they take the time to look at the one painting, and he's talking about being patient and waiting for it. And then later when he's in bed, and I don't know what's going on with the two of them, but there's this painting of a woman that's set prominently in the back, and she kind of steps in front of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm reading too much about this painting, because I tell you, I look at artwork in all TV shows.
You're something. If people don't know, you're an artist.
Yeah, so I pick up on those kind of visual clues, I guess. And so the painting of the woman in the background, I was thinking about, he's sitting there, he's looking at it, he gets what he wants, he's waiting for it, and then Maggie's kind of posing herself on that poster kind of thing, being defiant and basically getting what she wants. She gets half, which is how is she any better or different than the Negan group now? It's we're the new boss, meet the old boss or whatever, same as the old boss thing.
Well, I think they found that group's weakness. They can't protect themselves.
Right, and at least I guess Rick's group is willing to barter, but really they're taking half right now.
Right.
That's the deal. Beyond that, it's
we'll save your guy and we'll take care of this guy, but we want half your stuff.
Right. So okay, do they take half the stuff home like good people would, so they can keep it, right, and then go take care of Negan, or are they going to take care of Negan because they're already on the wall?
I already know what's going to happen is
I don't think
running a cow pasture, and they're going to chase him with the motorhome, and the motorhome's going to back up into the lake, and they're going to lose everything again.
Well, just about then, the old Duke boys, they got themselves in a pickle. The RV was stuck in the Alabama mud. Sorry, it's deep. That was good.
The question got answered a little bit by the preview for next week.
Right.
Oh, okay. I guess I didn't see it, so how I watch it.
Spoil anyone, but
okay.
I think my what I said. I guess I spoiled people in there. What's going to happen?
But I'll spoil it for everybody.
Okay, you guys talk about it then.
Go ahead.
Matt doesn't want to hear it.
Not even the preview. The preview where they show everybody.
Well, they're going to war. Was it this episode or was it the preview where Michonne and Rick are talking, saying we got to win? Because Michonne says we're going to war again, and she says, I think
that was this episode, because then that's when Maggie says, but we might lose something.
Ah.
But in the preview is when they.
Does she lose her baby?
Ooh, good call.
There's no way. I'm telling you right now. There's no way they should be taking Maggie to this battle. Maggie should be staying at home. Maggie's done her job. Bring Carol. Bring Rambo. Not Maggie. You can come back. You can come back, Mac. We're done talking about the. We're actually
All
talking.
right.
We're talking about the because we talked about the part where Michonne and Rick are talking. Michonne says we got to go to do battle. And
Yeah,
goes,
it's
we'll
gonna
win.
it's gonna be
We'll
fun.
win. But then Maggie does say something. We'll lose something.
Right.
I said, did she lose her baby?
Oh, huh. See, I think she's gonna lose Glenn. That's my guess. I think they're gonna lose somebody from the group. Here's my feeling on it. I think Rick's being really brash and very kind of. He's got the bravado, like what? Like you brought it up. Like he's just kind of like, this is what we do. We're BAs. We come to town. We got the guns and we got the people. It's like, did you hear him? Like they said, like they saw 20 of them. That means there could be 100 of them.
Right. They don't know.
They don't know.
And if you're Gregory, why would you give the food and stuff and supplies before they bring back
right
and before they did the job?
Right. Yeah. Say like, well, okay.
Or is Gregory setting because Negan has had issues with Rick's people?
Right.
Are they just? Is this whole thing just a scam setting up?
Here's my thought. I don't think the Hilltop people are intentionally doing that, but I think that he might basically be like, okay, I'll send Rick's group in there. Maybe they can do some damage, but most likely Rick's group will die. Like,
or is Gregory sending them there because Negan is a problem right now. He can't be trusted. Rick's group he doesn't really know about, and you can see Rick that they're about killing. Is he hoping to weakening both their groups?
Sure.
Well, since Russ isn't here, I'll ask the question he would have asked.
Okay.
Do you think the Hilltop people are working for the governor?
Do you think the Hilltop people are cannibals?
Do they like hamburgers?
Well, everyone likes a hamburger, so that's a must. But no, it's just.
They have cows. They have hamburgers. That's pretty awesome. But they don't have electricity. See, that's the other thing. Alexandria has the electricity.
What I like about this season is it's not very predictable because we don't know right now what's happening. We don't know if the group is being sent into a trap. You guys are pretty convinced they're going to lose a major character. Is it next week they're losing a major character?
I don't know.
We've got like 4 or 5 episodes ago.
Okay.
My guess, and I don't know. I don't see the previews because I buy the episodes through Apple. I just buy the season pass, which is nice because they, except for the fact that I don't get to watch it the night of. Like I always get it early Monday morning, and so I got to watch it Monday night or whatever. But
right.
With they don't have the previews at the end. But my guess is at some point we're going to get back to the other Alexandria storyline.
Certain people have missing for 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah, I think they're going to do one of those jump things where, like, all of a sudden, like, we have 2 episodes in a row. They're going to be like.
I was hoping they were done with that.
Yeah, I just foresee that coming. I mean, that's their MO. Like, why be Charlie Brown about this? Like, let's just accept it, okay, guys?
All right, good.
Wah 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 wah.
But
yeah, that's what.
I think every fan of The Walking Dead agrees when they do that, it slows the show down.
Yeah. If there's a way that they could come back to the B storyline and have still the same pace as the A,
right,
then so be it. But what happens is that they leave us on a cliffhanger of like, is Glenn dead again? Who knows? Is Maggie dead? What happened to Daryl? So.
Yeah, I'm hoping you're wrong and they don't do that, but that is their MO. That's what they do, and.
Yeah, I think you might see everybody next week, Matt.
I don't mind. Well, you're gonna have to take most of your people there, because you're fighting 20 men, and you can't.
Right.
You can't sneak up anybody on an RV, especially the way Rick drives.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the odds of you get stuck in the mud at the right place again?
And don't forget about the chopper. Daryl's chopper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a quiet vehicle.
Right. Exactly. Just get it out on the open road and let it rip.
Anyway. Well, that's all I got. Okay.
I liked the. By the way, I liked the episode. I don't think I ever mentioned that.
We didn't.
Yeah, Not that anybody was needed to know, but I mean, I thought it was.
I did ask.
I've enjoyed it thus far. I mean, this is how they always get us, though. It's like, hey, we've had like two really good episodes in a row, and it's just like the boyfriend comes back home and just gives us a black eye.
Yeah. Well, like I said, so far I'm happy with season 6. Well, this is part of season 6.
Yeah.
Second part of season, whatever it is, I'm happy with it. Like I said, I hope you're not wrong and they don't go back and we go see something with
the Carol and Morgan.
Morgan goes off somewhere and cuts a new stick down and meditates for an hour. I hope that's not what we're going to see. I hope we find out what's going on with Negan's group and we find out and the story keeps going forward. Don't screech on the brakes. Don't keep this. You know, you can even drag the Negan story out where they're preparing to go to battle and what's going on there. As long as we're still talking about it, it's when they get off topic and they, you know, I hate anything that gets off topic.
Oh, I mean, don't get me started on off topic stuff. Yeah. Hey, by the way,
welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to Food Talk, Part 3.
There you go. But no, I guess we'll find out what happens next week, and I guess we'll see.
Yeah.
But okay, quick roundtable. Someone dies next week. Who's it going to be? Major character. Who dies next week? Start with Mike.
Nobody. What are you talking about? They're not wasting it like on episode.
They could. They did that with Lori. I mean, like it was like the 4th episode in the season.
This is episode 12. We're going to episode 16. They're not wasting anybody.
All right. Let's next major character to die.
Next major character to die. Has to be on the cast.
Somebody from that love triangle.
I agree.
Somebody from the love triangle. Okay. That's you guys are going. You don't want to put money on who though.
And because
I'll say it right now. It's Abraham.
Because they wanted to disappoint me, It's going to be Rosita.
No, it's going to be Abraham because his head is not in the game.
Okay. And you think it's Rosita, Mike? You think it's Rosita?
Because they wanted to disappoint me and kill the hot girl.
Okay. I'm gonna say I'm still sticking with my Glenn idea. I think that he's.
They can't.
I don't want him to kill Glenn because I really like the actor and I like the character.
Unless he wants to leave the show, they can't kill him off because he's too popular. It'd be like killing off Daryl. There's just no way.
That's the other person. That's the other person that I would think that they would kill is Daryl.
God, there's no way. Unless he wants to leave the show, unless he has opportunities to do something else, there's no way.
He's the Hurley of The Walking Dead.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is true. True.
He'll be the last one on the island. Spoiler alert.
Right. It's going to be him and Judith and Maggie's baby. And Maggie's baby and the other baby will repopulate the planet.
What is Maggie's
everybody
baby?
Else is dead.
What are they going to call What's the name of Maggie's baby going to be called?
Hopefully Daryl doesn't get to name it.
I think it's going to be named Russ.
Russ, there you go.
Because we're never going to see it. See what I did there, people?
That's on fire today.
Tying it all together. Knots tied.
Knots are tied back together. Let's end this thing. Let's wrap it up on a bow.
All right, guys, that's our show for today. We'd at this time like to I never get this right. Like to thank a couple special Patreons, Tack from Tokyo and Eckhart Rickner Glappeler. Thank you for helping us out. Thanks for doing all you do. And again, you go to Patreon/Jay and Jack and help us out if you can. If not, just listen to the show.
Rate and review us on iTunes if you will. We'd like a 5-star that says, "Hey, we like Food Talk. Bring that back."
Yeah.
Thank you to all the patrons who've helped Matt roll in the money, so he's become an artist full time.
Yeah.
I'm quitting my teaching job. Quitting running this paper business on the side.
Matt can no longer be called a starving artist.
I'm not. I am 100% legit. Except I don't make my living on my art.
Podcasting.
Podcasting is an art.
Yeah, it is.
All right, guys. That's our show. Hasta luego, and goodbye.
See you next week.
Great show, kid. 1 in a million.
Yeah, you were just waving at first, and nobody can hear you wave. All right, guys. Bye.